Ever wonder why you could recall a movie plotline from years ago versus when you are up for a presentation and as soon as you start speaking, your mind just blanks out? Yeah, happens to you, right? I think it's not really a you problem, but the method you use. If you're like most people, you probably prepare your presentation or pitches through pure memorization. I know I did, and it definitely does help, but there are some limitations. So, what is the solution here? Is it better memorizing techniques, better notes? Not exactly. I would say smart anchoring is the way to go. So today we will talk about a trick that I find helpful to help with memorizing notes or complex ideas. It's called one-word anchoring. But before we get there, let me tell you why we struggle with memorization the old method way, which is pure memorization. So as human beings, our brain tends to use a lot of energy when we do any form of work. That includes memorizing complex ideas. When we try to memorize, we typically use a lot of energy and it's a high effort. It can feel redundant. In a way, our brain prefers stories. Even research shows that stories, narratives are stickier in our mind compared to memorizing pure facts. That's just how it works. So, what is the core idea of single word anchoring? Essentially, is associating one word to a core idea. When we think of that word, it should instantly trigger a form of a compartment of ideas that you want to present. So the core idea of single word anchoring is basically creating a mental shortcut for us to memorize easily by costing less energy. So in a way, we're utilizing our emotions and our stories so that we can recall easier. It's a form of natural leverage, right? So how do you implement it? It's actually pretty simple. First, you need a core message that you want to deliver to your audience. Two, you want to structure the backbone, the foundation, the infrastructure of it. Well, this is really where you want to include your points, your supporting statements, maybe even data. And third part is tie one word to all of it as you package it. And link that to one word so when you recall that word, it instantly reminds you of what points you need to share. And repeat, you recall, and you essentially build muscle memory by that point. The more you exercise on it, the easier it gets. So it might sound a bit confusing, right? Or maybe it may sound very abstract or vague. Here, I'll show you a demo of how that method works for single word anchoring. Let's say I want to talk about topic about leadership. The word of choice in my mind, let's choose farmer, okay? So farmer, to talk about leadership. For me, a farmer usually do not yell at their crops when it's not growing at a pace. It reminds me that leaders don't yell or complain when their team is not moving or performing at the pace that they want. A farmer fertilizes their crops. Leaders fertilize and nurture new information. They adapt to changes. They want to grow good habits. A farmer removes bad weeds that's affecting the growth of its plants, its crops. Leaders remove bad habits, improve systems, and remove anything that negatively impacts the performance of the team. And the farmer deals with seasons and maneuver around it, just like a leader does. Seasons come and go. There are good ones, there are bad ones, and it's essentially out of your control. So similar to farmers, leaders need to be prepared for any seasons that may come. So this is just a simple example. You can definitely craft it according to what works for you. Stories can be told in many ways, right? It's an art form. So you can use my example as a template, but use what works for you. Tell your own version of stories. And I would suggest using words that's more personal to you so that you remember easier, and avoid those vague or generic words to help you with the single word anchoring method. Give this a try. I hope that this helps you memorize your pitches or complex ideas easier for your next coming pitch or presentation.